Hello everybody, Retrobeard here again. How are you doing today on this fine Saturday, afternoon our time, and whatever time it is for you. I've come to you today to have my usual retro rambling. I believe it's Retro Rambling issue 8, but of course the title will show that. For those of you who are new to this series or need reminding, it's basically a off-the-cuff show on a Saturday I do, where it's I talk totally unscripted. So I just say what I think, say what's going on, talk, discuss, share, show some of my goodies off, my purchases, or some of the things I've already got, say any news, and just see what happens. And the length of the episodes vary from 5 minutes up to 30 minutes, depends how much I jabber on. So yeah, I always have this tablet at the start just to get me going, and then I put it down. It's just for anything I need to definitely say. I will say something. Always feel free to ask me any questions in the comments on this particular series, and I will always come back the next week and answer the questions as best as I can. And they can be, although this channel is primarily retro gaming, I'll answer any gaming questions, any personal questions, any questions you have about my opinions on things in the world, history, the present, the future, science, politics, religion, anything. I'll do my best. I try not to be controversial because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings or cause any aggravation. Although we're all entitled to opinions, but it doesn't mean we should purposely be hurtful. So I try and avoid that. I mean, okay, sometimes you will hurt people's feelings. It's inevitable. Some people and yourself, you just don't have that chemistry. But I try to explain myself. I've not actually had any purchases this week because, well, I have had a purchase, to tell a lie, but it's not arrived yet. But I've not had any purchases that have I've got in my hands because how do I put this? One particular big purchase I made a few weeks ago, or at least big for my standards, I mentioned before that I was making a video for it, a special video, and I still, to my shame, I still haven't completed it. I work full time, I've got responsibilities like all of us have, and right now doing my daily videos and doing this video, this series, and my Instagram work and my other social media, it's just taking up all my time. I don't want to let any of that stuff slip. I'm trying to build that up, so these things will take me longer. So I'm so glad I started doing these playthroughs most days. Speaking of that, I've had some very good comments and responses and feedback on my weekly playthrough, so I want to thank you all for that. That's brilliant, and had some very nice chats, especially with Cauldron of Stardust. He's made some very lengthy and detailed comments with questions and interactions. That's really good. We recently discussed a few Star Wars topics and topics on our views on politics within Star Wars, female heroes, which I know these days that's quite a passionate topic, but we kept it respectful, and we both are pretty articulate, and I feel we agree so far, so that's good. And we discussed quite a few things really. Feel free to go through to my playthrough posts and see what you think, because it's really great having good engagement, and that's what makes a channel a community, rather than just it all being my way. So I like that. I like talking and sharing and articulating, and it's lovely that it's respectful, because too many people fall out nowadays because they disagree or they misunderstand, and giving each other a chance, and even if you don't agree in the end, not falling out, it's really important, because these days I see that, and I don't like it that people ghost you so quickly because they disagree with your politics or religion or beliefs, or they sort of judge and condemn you. So that's brilliant. So hopefully we'll get more and more topics like that, and more people like that, this fine fellow, and we can all discuss it nicely, because we're all different, but we can celebrate our differences as well as celebrate all the great things we've got in common. I wanted to show something today. It's for basically when I've built my collection of games up, because I try and, as a golden rule, only collect games that I love. I'm not into all this full collection malarkey where people get the full set of, say, the USA or UK or Power Region Super Nintendo games. I don't like full sets. I'm interested in titles that A, I grew up with and loved, B, I always wanted to have and I couldn't have, and C, new ones I've discovered and enjoyed. So if I buy one and find out I don't like it, I sell it on or trade it or give it away or whatever. So my collection is under continuous review, so that A, it don't act, well, I can't keep going to A, B's and C's, but basically so it don't become, well, it takes over, because I see some of these, these channels and people have got massive gaming areas and shelves, and yeah, it looks fantastic, and the child inside me thinks, wow, but I like my collection to be easily accessible but not sticking out everywhere. So I try and condense it with an area but still make it where I can grab the games I want, and I don't always succeed with that because we're collectors and we risk becoming hoarders. But although I love these great big gaming rooms, I don't want one. I don't want a room full of shelves and screens everywhere, and so I try and have a middle ground. So I do continuously evaluate my collection and then part with any that I've got, because I sometimes acquire a game and think, oh, that's a rare game, it's got status, and I get a bit carried away that it's worth a lot of money or people want it, and I think, yeah, but I don't want it, I don't care about it. So then I will trade or sell or give it away, because I want a functional collection, not a collection that I covet like Gollum with the precious, That's my view. But if you like a full collection, I'm not judging you or trying to make you feel bad, so please don't be defensive. It's just a difference. If you like to devote a massive room with shelves and things, more power to you. I respect that, and I do admire it, and I do like watching game room tours. It's just not for me. 20 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, yeah, I would have done it if I'd have had the means and the foresight. But but where I am now, as a man in his 40s, no. So, but never feel I'm judging you, because I'm not. Anyway, back to the original topic. I was going to show today some of my Super Nintendo cartridges. Now, to save money, because some Super Nintendo games are astronomically priced, and I don't have a bottomless budget, and to also take advantage of one of my toys. I have a console, which I am going to do a dedicated review to. It's in my list of things I'm going to do in the next 100 years. I've got an amazing emulation system called a Retro Freak. I think I've talked about it before, but I like to repeat myself, as you may have noticed. It essentially is a modern collector's dream. It's the greatest of all of the emulation/clone consoles, because it's got slots in it, that's a nice word, isn't it, to fit cartridges from many games consoles. I will run it over the top of my head what it can fit, and if I miss any out, forgive me, but it'll give you the gist of just why this bit of kit is my godsend. It fits Super Nintendo, all regions, Mega Drive/Genesis, all regions, Game Gear, Game Boy Color, Game Gear, PC Engine, all regions, like Super Graphics and all that nonsense, the Turbo Graphics, Super Graphics and all that, Master System, Nintendo Entertainment System and all regions, i.e. Famicom as well. And is there anything else that fits? I mean, I know that's Game Boy Advance as well. So essentially, like half to two-thirds of your collection, this one machine plays. And yes, it's emulation, but it's beautiful emulation. I'm sure there is latency because it's inherent in all emulation, but it's not dreadful latency. It's not game destroying. I'm fine with it. And it upscales it to 720p because it's emulation. There's a range of filters. You can play it natively. Well, not natively. You can play it straight from the cartridge. Although technically, if you want to be pedantic, it actually downloads it to the system and then you play it. But one of the great features is it can rip it from the cartridge and save it on an internal SD card or on its internal memory, and then you can put your cartridge away and never use it. It also does amazing things such as your battery backup saves on your cartridge. It can take them from it, or it can put them from the machine onto the cartridge. And all this sounds pretty amazing to anyone who's not heard of this, for sure. But in addition, because it's emulation, it can do patches to the game. So you can get cheaper foreign cartridges and then get the language file, and you can turn it into English. So games that I couldn't afford just yet, I went and got dirt cheap. You can, I'm not even joking here, you can find a say a UK or US Super Nintendo game worth 70 quid, let's just be £70, let's just be, make an example. You'll find it in Japan on eBay for £6, and they'll send it over to you free postage, and then you've got that, you put the language patch in, you're playing it authentically and legally, and you've paid that much. I mean, it's amazing. And this system, it does, and also these patches can do things like, you can make Streets of Rage 2 have Street Fighter 2 characters, or Simpsons, or Turtles, or other things. You can do new levels, new expansion packs, just with fan-made translations and fan-made levels and all sorts of stuff. The upscaling, it looks beautiful. It's that sharp pixel look that modern people and older people like, you can do smoothed off pixels, more to my taste. You can do cheats. It's got like a built-in game genie type feature for cheats. What else can it do? And all your games go into, correct areas. It's got a beautiful UI. It's not an overstated system. It's all clean. Externally, it's clean. The user interface on the actual, when you're controlling it, it's all clean. It fits USB controllers. If you've got an adapter, like a dongle, do you call it? You can plug it in. It can use wireless controllers. It can use with a plug-in USB plug-in separately sold or sometimes included adapter. You can run the native controllers for the actual consoles. And there's a lovely middle ground. You can buy USB controllers that look just like the originals in the bit you're holding. I mean, it's so versatile. I've set it up with 6-player games. It's just amazing. You can use a USB hub as a multiplayer adapter for it. And some of the consoles I mentioned, it doesn't natively fit the cartridge, but you've got 2 routes. You can buy adapters from them that will plug in and fit it, or you can buy third-party ones in some cases. And in addition, if you don't want to do any of those things because you can't afford it, or it's not available, or you're a tightwad or whatever, you can simply, assuming you wish to take the risks, or if you legally own the cartridge, which is better, you can download the ROM and put it straight on the SD card. It has firmware updates that you put on the USB card, and will update it all. It's just a thing of beauty. When I was a child, that would have been sorcery. It would have been an item of alchemy, and it's just amazing. And you revisit your old games, and then you feel like they looked as good as you remembered. And it's one of the few reasons to not need a CRT. It's just amazing, and it's all HDMI. It's all modern. So yeah, I'm losing my point again. Yes, so I've got these. This is why I've got these Japanese Super Nintendo games. See, I'm getting there. I'm going to show you. Final Fantasy V, straight from the glorious land of the rising sun, Japan. This game it's amazing. It's just amazing. If you don't know it, play it. If you're into retro games, that's all I'm gonna say about it. It's just one of the best Final Fantasies of all time. The Golden Age, absolutely amazing, and it showcased the power of the Super Nintendo hardware. That's all I'm gonna say on that one, because you need to play it. This one, a bit more divisive. Mystic Quest. Now, this is the most hated Final Fantasy game of all time, I believe. I like it because it's a great beginner's game. So if you're introducing a young'un to the genre, or if you simply want to chill out, relax with a beer or whatever your poison is, and chill out and have a game and not have to stretch your brain, you can play it, and it's cute and it's fun. So every dog has its day, even Mystic Quest. Fatal Fury 2. Great little fighting game, little beat 'em up. Not bad, not a bad port, respectable. Not as good as the Neo Geo original, but what would you expect it on a Super Nintendo? It's good, and I got it dirt cheap, so I don't care. What do you call it? Romance in this. That's a Michael Douglas film, isn't it? Romance in the Stone. That Romancing Kingdoms, what it's called, the Japanese game by Koei, where you control armies and nations, and it's a sort of kingdom simulator game. Romance of the Seven Kingdoms. Yeah, I kept thinking Romance in the Stone, but that was Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, weren't it? And then anybody under about 35 is probably thinking, what the heck am I talking about? But don't worry, a couple of people are chuckling probably. Yeah, it's good game, and it's great, and it helps have it translated because my Japanese is a bit rusty. Dragon Quest VI, once again, epic game, own it, play it, whatever language, whatever version, great game. Classic RPG, beautiful music, graphics, features. Dragon Quest V, you know, these legendary games, I paid a few quid for them. Sometimes I only paid £2 free delivery, let alone 6. So you're paying pennies for the premium experience. What about this one? Ogre Battle. You got to pay a pretty penny to have this in the PAL version or NTSC version, I believe. Great game, strategic game. Seiken Densetsu 3. To the fans and the uninitiated, Secret of Mana 2. Up until recently, this was the stuff of dreams until I believe the Switch got it, the Lucky Devils. But this is playing it old school, one of the best games and adventure action RPGs on the Super Nintendo. Probably one of the best on any games console of all time to this very day, I believe. That's a bit dramatic, please correct me, but yeah, when I was playing this with my translation patch, I was having heaven, because I got this before it came to the Switch, so I was feeling like one of the special club, you know. I suppose that sounds a bit wrong, doesn't it, one of the special club, but you know what I mean. Super Royal Blood, aka Gemfire. I did a video about this, a retrospective about this. Please feel free to go back into my earlier videos and watch it, I recommend it. This game is amazing, made by Koei again, the same as the Romancing of the Seven Kingdoms. I'll say it right, not Romancing the Stone. Yeah, it's simple, but amazing. Hard to learn, simple once to learn, if that makes any sense, but I'm not going to talk too much about it because I've got a video for you to watch about it. Amazing game. I have pumped, I don't know how many hours I've pumped to this, and it's a 2-player game or 1 player, and you can be cooperative or against. I've played, well, if I was to roughly calculate, probably a few thousand hours, I'd guess. So, would you think in the pre-Xbox, PlayStation days of, you know, this was quite a massive amount of time to put into a game. Amazing. So that's the games I'm showing off today. So I've talked about the retro freak a bit, and yeah, awesome. One of my next projects would be I'm hoping to get a Rad 2X for my Sega Mega Drive Model 1 and 2. So I need 2, or I need one with the adapter plug. I'm probably going to get 2 separate ones just so I feel like I'm stocked up, because, well, yes, I have my retro freak, and yes, I love how it plays, but sometimes it's lovely to get the real hardware out, because nothing quite sounds and feels the same, does it? But it's not top of my list, because in this time and this events that go on in the world right now, you know, you've got to be careful with your money. You've got to juggle your responsibilities with a bit of money for a rainy day, and of course with Christmas coming up, you know, going to be I've got, you know, a few people to take care of at Christmas, like I'm sure we all have. You know, make sure people have got in their stockings what they want, or their suspenders or whatever. Yeah, I believe that's everything for this week. Now I want you to all please look after yourselves. Keep your chin. I'd say keep your chins up. Keep your chin up, and or your chins up, whatever floats your boat. And I'm here to talk if you want to ask me any questions, or just need a person to talk to, because I can be serious and I can be sensible. I don't just blabber on. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much for all the likes and comments. I do really appreciate it. You know, because it's YouTube and social media. It's a tough platform. They're tough platforms to crack, and although I've far from cracked them, I am grateful for every bit of progress, and I won't change. This is me. I am who I am at this point. There's no more change. So, well, I mean, there's growth. We all can grow, but this is who I am. So, you know, I'll always have time for you. For you all as much as I can. However big my audience becomes, whether it's one person viewing and comment or whether it's a million. I'll do what I can. I'll always be there, and everybody is welcome here. Everybody's included. I don't have any prejudice or anything. I'm not one of them sort of people, you know. I sometimes joke close to the bone because we all sometimes talk rubbish, but I don't ever mean it. And with age, I'm becoming more aware of what I say and do, and that's the name of the game. We shouldn't condemn people for past mistakes. We should give them opportunity to redeem themselves and grow and become better people, because that's what life is. It's a journey. The idea is when we've finished on this earth, we're a heck of a lot better than when we started, and that's what I want to hopefully be able to say about myself. So I'm here for you, and I won't judge you or condemn you. You know, I'm a realist. I've seen a lot of life now, and a lot of different sorts of people of all kinds, and I'm you know, I'm pleased to say I've improved vastly in that area, and I want, you know, I'm here for you basically. So anyway, with all that said, if you enjoy this video or any of my content, please like, subscribe, share, click the notification bell, share the word, bring your friends on board, because I'm here. So thank you very much. Take care of yourselves. This is Retro Beard signing off. Thank you. Goodbye.